96.7 KCAL rocks. Good morning. It is time to talk some sports because it's Monday. And we got a lot on the docket coming up this week, Pep.
Man, playoff baseball, man. If you're a Dodgers fan, maybe a little concerned dropping the first two games of the National League Championship Series in the Atlanta Braves. And guys, we're kind of similar in age. I'm old enough to remember those Atlanta Braves teams of the 1990s, and there was just something special and dominant about those teams. This Atlanta Braves team, for whatever reason, it feels different. I know Dodger fans don't want to hear this being down 0-2, but this Atlanta Braves team, this kind of feels like the 90s, like just kind of gritty. They're always going to find a way to be there in the end. I don't know, man. Like I feel like the Dodgers have a real uphill battle. I could be wrong, but I just feel like it's kind of stacked against them right now.
It's like, here we go again. In every series this year the Dodgers have been in, they don't start doing anything until their back is against the wall. The only thing is, sometimes you can't come back from putting your back against the wall. You have to produce runs and win the game before you get punched in the mouth. You can't always be like Rocky.
No, not being a baseball guy, not watching any baseball over the weekend. I'm guessing it's probably a good thing, though, that they're coming home for the next two games, right?
You hope so, for sure. Definitely,
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, they had to play the wild card game just to get to the next round. They won that one. Then they're, again, backed into a corner against the Giants. They fought their way out. And here we are playing the Atlanta Braves in the National League Championship Series down 0-2. So, again, trying to go upstream against a very good Atlanta team who just kind of feels special. Feels magical. Feels like those 1990s Atlanta Braves team. So, we'll see what happens, but yeah, being down 0-2 is not the way the Dodgers want to start this series. Hopefully, they probably wanted at least a split down in Atlanta, but now they come back. Game 3 will be in Los Angeles tomorrow.
Yep.
And we're back to a 7-game series this round?
This is 7-game series.
Okay, so they need 2 more wins to put the Dodgers away, not just one.
That's right. So if the Dodgers can win, then that will extremely help, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. Game 3 and Game 4 will totally change the complexion of the series if the Dodgers can bounce back and win on their home field. So we'll see how that's going to play out. Again, Game 3 is tomorrow, Tuesday, in Los Angeles. In the American League, it's tied at 1-1, Astros and Red Sox in the American League Championship Series. And Game 3 of that one is tonight. Guys, let's move to the NFL for a little bit. The Raiders had the big headlines with, parting ways with head coach John Gruden. And how would the Las Vegas Raiders respond? Well, they go on the road to the mile-high city of Denver, and they put a real beatdown on the Broncos. It's like they used it as a rallying cry. Maybe the Raiders will turn things around and continue that hot start this season. They beat the Broncos 34-24.
40 did say, it's all up from here. And I was like, really? Well, first step in 40's plan completed.
I mean, we've always kind of said you'll see how the team responds in these controversial games. They lost their coach. Will they rally around the interim coach, or will they kind of fall apart? And it seems like early on before the game, it seemed like they might be falling apart because Carr came out in a press conference and really supported Gruden, showed that, he loved Gruden, really. So that was kind of a red flag there. But then come the game time on Sunday, they just took it right to Denver.
Yeah, they did. The Raiders did their business.
Yeah, and that Raider defense really was the calling card in that game. So if that Raider defense is going to play like that, and then you put that on top of what Derek Carr and the offense is doing right now, that looks like a complete football team to me. Like, they look like they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the AFC, especially the AFC West. So maybe we'll see if we'll look back on this season and be like, that was the turning point for the Raiders on this, dare I say, Super Bowl run. It all started in Denver.
That's not just a win uniting around a new coach, but a division win, too. Yeah. Big time for them.
Yeah, big one.
Yeah, and plus, the Chargers lost. I know it's not a, divisional game, but the Chargers got beat by the Baltimore Ravens 34-7. So that division looks, we're having a little bit of separation, right, with the Chargers jumping out in front and the Chiefs stumbling so bad. But now it's like an accordion, right? It kind of separates and then it kind of comes back together. So the AFC West a little bit tighter on this Monday morning following a Raiders win and a Chargers loss to the Baltimore Ravens.
It's like the first time the Chargers finally kind of played crappy. You know what I mean? They kind of played crappy and gritted out wins, and they finally dropped one here. Maybe a good thing for that team.
I mean, I think we kind of thought that was going to be the case of the season for the Raiders and the Chargers. We just thought the Chiefs would be outright ahead of everybody in that division. but the Chiefs kind of seem to be in that same wash cycle with them. So it's really kind of wide open on who's going to come out of that division.
Yeah, it's all good for the Raiders.
Yeah, in Kansas City, I mean, they kind of struggled with the Washington football team, too. So I think in the AFC West, all of these teams, doesn't matter who you're playing, you're going to be in it for a battle. Like, there's no easy wins. Like, we're not talking about the same Kansas City team from the couple previous seasons. Like, they're not going to go out and just roll people up and dominate. So this is going to be very interesting in the AFC West. In the NFC West, specifically the Rams, big win on the East Coast against the New York Football Giants. 38-11, guys, and the Rams look really, really good, and it's pretty exciting to see how they're going to, play the rest of the season. Of course, we saw Arizona win, so Arizona's still undefeated, but, the Rams might be the second best team in the NFC right now.
The Rams look good, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants, not much of a test for them. The Cardinals, I think everybody thought that the Browns were going to be a big test for them. The Browns were supposed to show up big this weekend. Whether they just did it or whether the Cardinals are that good, the Cardinals are looking kind of scary.
Right.
And think about the NFC guys, the big picture. We've got the Cardinals and the Rams playing lights out. The Green Bay Packers are back. You've got the defending Super Bowl champion Buccaneers. Like the road to the Super Bowl through the NFC, I think is going to be so much tougher than the AFC. That's just my opinion.
Oh yeah, even the Cowboys are playing a lot better. It's a tough road.
Aaron Rodgers showed that he still owns the Bears.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. And he said it.
Yes.
He told him.
He proved it and he said it. And guys, a quick shout out to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Played in London and they beat Miami 23-20 on a last second field goal. That snapped 20 straight losses for Jacksonville. So they're finally back in the win column. First one for Urban Meyer down there in Florida.
He needed it.
Still completely defeated here in the continental U.S., but they have to leave the country to get their first win.
Yeah. I like that caveat, 40. I'm going to say that. Hey, they still haven't won here on home soil. So that losing streak is technically still intact.
He hasn't won an American NFL game yet.
That's right. Guys, college football is UCLA going on the road to Washington, winning 24-17, and now a big one for the Bruins as they come back to the Rose Bowl this upcoming weekend to take on the Oregon Ducks. And in fact, a big weekend of college football because UCLA has Oregon and USC will play on the road at Notre Dame. So for Trojans and Bruins fans, big weekend of college football coming up.
Gosh, it's like you never know what's going to happen. Obviously they look like good games, but Oregon has been up, Oregon has been down. You see these other teams play, but it's like, how did they beat that one team? That always happens in college.
Yeah, the beauty of college football is it does seem like the any given Saturday is alive and well in college.
Yes, it looks like Oregon is just world beaters, and then they'll get thumped by someone, and it'll be like, what happened?
Yeah, okay, so Oregon goes out and beats Ohio State. We're like, man, the Ducks are for real, right? Well, think about UCLA. They went out and beat LSU, right, to open up the season. Now we see LSU maybe not quite as good as we thought they were going to be. In fact, they're going to part ways with Ed Ogeron, former USC guy, it looks like at the end of the season. So, yeah, college football, man, is so finicky, so hard to figure out because you're right, any team can go down. Like Purdue beat Iowa, who was number 2. In fact, I don't know if you guys saw the tweet real quick, but Purdue, the official football account on Twitter, said we beat the number 2 out of Iowa. That was the tweet from Purdue beating the Hawkeyes.
There you go.
It was a great tweet, and now there's even rumors of maybe Ogeron coming back to SC. Those rumors are starting to swirl.
Wow.
Hey, you know what? It could happen right now because USC's in the market for a new head football coach. And finally, guys, NBA opening night is here. It's tomorrow night, Tuesday night, and the Lakers will open up their title defense against the Golden State Warriors. So Warriors, Lakers, tomorrow night, opening night in the NBA.
This actually feels like a real season is starting this time.
Yeah, I mean, preseason basketball has not been too kind to the Lakers. So now come Tuesday, they need to turn it on, and they need to kind of get with it here. It's time to win.
I mean, we had the bubble, and then we kind of had to rush into that next season. This seems like the first actual real season. So let's do it.
Now, you guys are exactly right. First real feeling season, right? And now we'll see what the Lakers are all about. Don't put a lot of stock in the preseason. I think they're going to be just fine.
Let's just stay healthy, Lakers. You are a very old team. Stay healthy, please.
Platoon, man. Run more than one team. Pep, tell them how to get your stuff.
It's Inland Sports. You can check us out on social media. We got the Inland Sports YouTube channel as well. If you're down with Inland Empire Sports, check it out.
Thanks, Pep.